Sit back and get ready to have the most fun you ever had with an electronic device.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, April the 19th, 2023. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. RadioPete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Say hello, gentlemen.
What's up, everybody? Gentlemen.
How are you? How are you, folks? How are you fellas this evening?
Fantastic.
Fan-friggin-tastic.
Fantastic.
So, got a cute little story, quick little story for you. So I was out today on by the street. I was by my car, and I yelled "cow" at a woman on a bike, and she gave me the finger, and then proceeded to plow her bike straight into the cow. I tried.
If you hadn't distracted her,
Yeah,
she might have seen the cow.
that's true. But in any event,
In India, she would be arrested.
she would be. This is true. Anyway, how are you guys? How was your weekend? How was your weekend last weekend?
I did not ride my bike into any cows.
Well, that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
I think I ate some cow.
I did not.
I believe I did as well. Harry,
But I
did
was
not.
not forced to murder it by riding a bicycle into it first.
Right. Yeah,
If you had to, you might not have eaten it.
that's true.
It's a lot of
You
work.
may very well not have. Yeah,
I probably would not have eaten anything. I would have been in a hospital in a coma if I run into a cow.
that's true. I would
You
have.
never know.
You know what? Cow tipping's fine until it doesn't go well.
Right.
They
Cat
give a
tipping is
little
fine until
They
it's
give
not.
a little bit. Yeah.
Right. There you
Yeah.
go.
If you don't really go for it, then you can end up running into the proverbial immovable object.
Fair enough.
That's right.
Fair enough. That's true.
That's right.
Yeah. So, hey, let's kick off this fun show with just a quickie. What do you think?
Okay.
Let's do it.
I think we should. I think that's the way to go. Let's throw that up there really quick. Ba-ba-ba-da-boom. Here we go. There we go. Just want to throw that there. All right, here we go. Who will win the NBA championship this year? Harry?
The Milwaukee Bucks.
The Bucks. He says the Bucks. All right, RadioPete.
I was going to say the Bucks too,
But now you're going to change your...
but now I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to say the Phoenix Suns.
The Suns.
He's hooked on phonics.
He's hooked on Phoenix. Hooked on Phoenix. There you go. All right. I am actually going to go out on a limb.
You take the Charlotte Hornets.
And say the Heat. No, I'm going all the way here. No, I'm going with the Bucks too. The Bucks are going to win. There you go.
We'll see. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah. I believe you hope that we're all wrong.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong too.
I hope it's.
That doesn't mean I'll be right. Actually,
I hope it's the Knicks,
I take that
or the Nets for Pete, or the Nuggets for Harry. One of them, but yeah, I think it's.
We shall see. We shall see.
There you go.
It's been a long time for many of those franchises.
It has very much been so. Yeah. Last time the Nets won, they weren't even in the NBA.
They've never won an NBA championship.
They have not.
I don't.
But they have won a championship more recently than the Knicks.
Yeah.
Just not in the NBA.
That and those Knicks teams would have destroyed the meager Dr. J ABA teams.
Yeah.
Dr. J would have been carted off on the stretcher.
He would have been. Dave DeBusschere would have knocked his teeth out.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right. So there you go. That's probably the only NBA we're doing today. We got a lot of baseball. I got a baseball quiz for you. Want to do a baseball quiz?
Yeah, let's do baseball quiz.
Sure.
Let's do the baseball quiz. Tonight's baseball quiz. Top New York Mets starting pitchers all time. We did the Yankees a couple weeks ago.
All righty.
So top New York Mets starting pitchers all time. 4 got to stay. 2 got to go. You know the drill. Write these down. Write these down. Here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tom Seaver.
Yeah, definitely out of there.
Tom, terrific. Jerry Koosman. Jerry Koosman. Dwight Gooden. You may write Doc. You may write Doc if you wish. Pedro Martinez. Johan Santana. And Jacob deGrom. Tom Seaver, Jerry Koosman, Dwight Gooden, Pedro Martinez, Johan Santana, and Jacob deGrom. Now, before you answer, either of you, I base these on, achievements by these pitchers. It wasn't just, anything else. So, World Series were gotten to by
while they were at the Mets.
By 4 of them. Whatchamacallit, almost gotten to by another one, did very well in his seasons with the Mets, and obviously the only no by the other one. So think about all of that when you're answering. So here we go.
Yeah, as if I'm going to take any of that into consideration. I'm just going to go alphabetical.
There you go. Anyway, all right, Radio Pete, you kick it off.
Well, this is pretty easy actually. Tommy Terrific, of course, stays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep J. Coos, D. Good, and J. DeGrommy.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, Pedro. Sorry, Johan.
And there you
I
have it.
love me some Pedro Martinez.
There you go.
But yeah, Gooden, Koosman, Seaver, and DeGrom.
And there you have it. All right, cool. Harry.
This is going to be boring, but I'm going to agree. I Pedro was not him as good as he was with Boston when he was with the Mets, and Johan.
He was All-Star a couple of the seasons when he was with the Mets.
Get it. Johan Santana had one really good year with the Mets, a couple of really good years with the Mets, but 3 years. 4, but the 1 year he pitched in 6 games. I don't know. It's either Santana or Koosman, but I'm going to give it to Koosman. I'm going to go with the historic value of Jerry Koosman and agree with Pete.
Mm-hmm. There you go. This is true. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think those 4 are. I think Pedro and maybe a little bit more, definitely a little bit more, Johan. Mm-hmm. They were aces for the Mets during their time or at their time with the team. The other 4. They're all-time aces for the Mets.
Right.
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 Whether they get to the series or the playoffs or, whatever.
Right. Well, what's funny is when I was putting this list together, clearly Seaver, Koosman, Gooden, and DeGrom are your top 4 Mets pitchers ever, right? So I think to myself, okay, well, I want to put 2 others in there, obviously, for this list, right? So who to put in there? I actually toyed around with the idea of not putting Seaver, Koosman, Gooden, and DeGrom on the list, just so a little bit more thought would have had to be put into picking 4 out of the 6, right?
Look, I mean, if you're just going with pick 4 of these 6 guys as all-time pitchers, then Pedro and Santana are in there because Johan won Santana. What did he win? 2 Cy Young awards.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think he won the pitching Triple Crown.
Mm-hmm.
And how many Cy Youngs did Pedro win? 3?
3, yeah.
So
right, yeah, that's right. They're all. Well, I don't think. I mean, honestly, I don't think you can put DeGrom as an all-time great as of yet.
No,
but certainly as far as
all-time great baseball, all-time great Met, yes, all-time great.
Right, all-time great. Right, that's what I mean. But any of these other guys, I mean, Dwight, right. Maybe you know what I mean. Then you get into the longevity issue,
right?
And that's where DeGrom and Gooden, to a certain extent, they kind of lose points because.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah. But Gooden sort of had a little bit of a comeback. I mean, he did play for a while. Dwight Gooden doesn't have that many less wins. He's got 194 wins. Pedro Martinez has 219.
Right.
So, Gooden certainly belongs on that list.
We forget about the fact. He did pitch for the Mets for 11 seasons, and a couple of years later, he won a world championship with the Yankees. So,
yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he, and look, Jerry Koosman was kind of a workhorse. He had just as many wins as losses, but he had more wins than Pedro Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
He was just one of those guys who pitched in that era and pitched for a really long time.
Really a long time, yeah.
And
it's a good list.
It's a good list. Santana was one of those guys who I think was really good for a portion of his career.
But just
then he got to the Mets and had
good with
the one moment for the Mets that no one else had, and that
but that was in like his 5th season with the Mets too. He was a fourth season with the Mets.
He only pitched 4, and the fourth one was kind of. He had a year where he missed there completely.
He still was Johan Santana, but that game, everybody says it and it's like kind of tongue in cheek when they say it, but that 130-something pitch no-hitter that he threw was the end of his career.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Johan. We're going to ruin your career. Because we're the Mets. That's what we
exactly. Do. There you go. That's what we do.
Quite honestly, if you're looking at a career achievements, DeGrom might be the one that gets scratched from this list a little easier,
Yeah,
he is a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. I get that, but he's 82 and 57.
You're gonna say, but he's 82 years old.
No. He's pitched for 10 years. I don't think people realize that.
That's the thing. And you think like, 20... he's been around 6 years, and then he was hurt for 2 of them, and no, he's been around a while. And listen, if you're an all-time
never won more than 15 games. He's never won more than 15 games.
I want to look at the stats, though. He's probably been involved with more no decisions than the rest of the guys on this list.
True.
Yeah, he's definitely been the victim of bad luck. No question about that.
But so has Pedro for many years. He's pitched in a lot.
Right.
Well, and look, and that's that's the same argument I make for Ohtani.
Right.
Like he had 15 wins last year for an Angels team that was missing Mike Trout for half the season.
Right.
Yeah.
So that does carry some weight, but I think, if you're going to be an all-time great, you have to
be
least,
good.
Well, yeah, you have to at least have some sort of playoff experience, right? You have to show that you can perform.
Some sort of longevity.
Yeah, you have to show that you can perform outside of the regular season. If you're just the greatest regular season pitcher ever, that's something, but you're still not going to be the best ever, no matter what your numbers are, if you never get to the playoffs.
Right.
And, it's not, maybe you can say it's unfair, but you have to show that you're metal in those situations.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
In order to be amongst, the upper echelon.
Mm-hmm.
Mets have had some good pitchers over the years, though, that's for sure.
They definitely have. You put a bunch more on this list, but maybe we'll do that like down the road. We'll do like Mets or Yankees or even like we'll do an all-time pitchers. Well, we'll do an all-time pitchers list.
We should do like
I think we did that.
But
top 5 hard luck pitchers in.
Right. Well, I was going to say
the greatest pitchers that just never got to play on a good team.
Right.
Well, the number one person on that list is easy. It's Nolan Ryan.
Right.
Then you got to look at somebody like Bob Gibson, who he had some, but the guy had 32 complete games one year with a 23-9 record.
Yeah.
So
that's probably going to be a list of older.
Yeah, of course it is.
Older guys because there's more movement
and guys who have just been miserably injured recently.
Right.
We're going to go all the way back to 1904 and
That's right.
Sammy Baby Three Fingers Smith.
Baby feet Adams.
Baby feet Adams.
Sammy Baby Feet Adams.
Yeah.
His feet were this small. They really were. His feet were smaller than his
Johnny
ankles.
Johnny Hop-Along, one-leg Smith. Yeah.
Wore children's size 4 shoes.
That's right.
You ever
On
see-
one foot.
made somebody draws-
Made 51 starts, had an ERA of less than 2, and had a
Plant
2-12
his
record.
Foot was his push-off foot was normal size. But his plant foot was tiny.
2 inches big, right? You ever see like
Really-
they draw like
really-
really big, thick leg and down to like a skinny ankle with a little,
Your little
like,
You
little
went broke by and having to
foot.
buy 2 different pairs of shoes.
Right. He really
They
wore
would
a
never
hole
sell
in
them
the
one
front of the
big one and
mound.
one little one. They're like, you got to buy 2 pairs.
Gotta buy them both.
Right.
Gotta buy them both.
That's right.
There you go.
That's how he spent all his money.
Wasn't there a barefoot pitcher once? Wasn't that a craze that was just like the NFL where there was barefoot pitchers with barefoot kickers?
Right.
There should have been.
I believe so. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Moving on.
All right. Cool. Good list. Good talk. Good chatter about that. I like that. All right. We got our Major League Baseball question of the week. Major League Baseball
Question of the week. Brought to you by
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. When there's
Where
nothing
good
else
food-
around and your stomach is growling. Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's, where good food goes to die.
Yes. Jimmy John's.
Jimmy
Only if
John's.
you have to.
Only if you just that. Only if you have to. There you go.
Jimmy John's. He shoots big animals.
That's right. Jimmy John's. Small ideas and a small dick. Jimmy John's.
Any others?
We'll use them next week.
Jimmy
use it next week.
John's. It's sort of meat.
Kind of
John's.
Jimmy John's. If you don't throw up, it's free.
That's right. Jimmy John's.
If you don't throw up, it's free. Only pay if you vomit.
That's right. Jimmy John's. When you
Pay
get
after
your
you
gas, you get your meat. Jimmy John's.
If you can keep it down, then you don't
It's
have to
all
pay for it.
yours. There you go.
That's right.
Jimmy's John's. All right, here we go. Major League Baseball
All right.
question of the week. We got to throw that up there. We got the crawl going. Okay, here we go. Who will be in first place in the American League at the All-Star break?
In the entire
You mean the best record?
Best record.
in the
Best
American
record in
League.
the American League at the All-Star break this year. Pete, you go first.
I'm going to say the Seattle Mariners.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm high on the Mariners this year.
All right. Harry?
I mean, I'm going to go with the obvious choice. It's maybe a little premature, but I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays.
All right. Fair enough. You're gonna think I'm funny for saying this. And I might be wrong.
You going to go with the Tigers or the A's?
I'm going with the Oakland A's now. I'm going with the New York Yankees, actually.
Yeah, I mean that's not that crazy.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
We'll
So
see.
for first
All right.
place in the American League.
If
Pete
Carlos
says-
Rodon would ever come to pitch, come on, buddy, get your shit together.
Yeah. Pete says Seattle. Harry says Tampa Bay, and I say the NYYs.
So why?
Wow.
There you go. All right, cool. All right, chugging right along through tonight's fun show. Let's throw this.
The other
up
ones
here.
are definitely not fun. I don't sense that this one is that much more fun.
It's a different type of show.
I
Right?
think we need to. It implies that the other ones are not worth watching.
They're not worth watching, right?
The Misery Show is on again next week. You can
Next
make it
week,
for that, then you get a bonus fun show.
Hey, depressed introverts. If you want a sports show that is not going to give you something to cheer about,
That's right.
get on with it.
You want
Every
10
other
minutes of
The non-fun
geography
weeks.
of Pennsylvania and strange Abe
Yeah.
Vigoda references.
Yeah, heck, we don't
Just
even
kinda-
talk about sports for the first 10, 15 minutes of the show.
Those are our best shows when we don't talk about sports.
They are our best shows. We have so much material out of those. So, all right, let's start tonight's MLB MLB history, Major League Baseball history, rapid fire quiz.
Rapid fire quiz.
Rapid fire quiz.
I don't know about this.
All right, so there we go. All right. So last quiz 2 weeks ago, Harry won 3-2 on a playoff question. So Pete got close 2 weeks ago. Got close.
I think it's Pete's
It was
week.
luck.
I think it's Pete's
I
week.
think it just might be. All right. So, all right, Pete, you ready for your question number 1?
Which
The answer
team
is
plays
Chad
in Queens?
Pennington.
Which Major League Baseball team plays in Queens?
All right, there's question number 1.
Question number
Polo
2.
Grounds.
What city do the Toronto Blue Jays play in?
Oh, I gotta love it. Well, we're waiting. No, I'm kidding. All right, so you ready for question number 1 there, Peter?
Go ahead. I'm ready.
All right. All right, here we go. Question number 1 for Pete. Here we go. Need you to tell me the following. Ready? Who won the most MVP awards in Major League Baseball? Who has won the most MVP awards in Major League Baseball?
In history.
Mm-hmm.
When did the MVP awards start?
Hold on. I'll help.
I'm stalling.
I'll help.
It's not
you
going
out.
to change my answer, but
1948.
48, huh?
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Who has won the most MVP awards in Major League Baseball? What do you think? What do you think?
This is rapid fire, huh?
Not so
as rapid as we can be. Not so rapid fire quiz.
What does MVP stand for?
Most voluptuous player.
Yeah. I'll say, no. Barry Bonds.
Holy shit! Did you know that, or just pull it out of your ass?
Well, he was in contention, and I was trying to think of who. It has to be someone else, but there's no one else that I could imagine. So yeah, that was my first guess.
There you go, Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds has won 7, or has had one. He can't win them anymore. 7 Major League Baseball MVP awards. So there you go. All right, there you go. 1 question for Pete. Pete, question number 2. Ready?
Yeah.
Who has won the most World Series rings in Major League Baseball history?
Is it Yogi?
Yes, it was
Are you
Yogi.
talking team or the players? Okay.
Player. There you go. It was Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear has won 10. Had won 10 World Series rings. All right. And question number 3. Here we go. Ready, Pete?
Yeah.
Who has won the most career stolen bases in Major League Baseball history?
This is still Ricky Henderson.
It's Ricky Henderson. There you go. Wow. 1,406 stolen bases. Still Ricky Henderson. All right. Wow, you aced yours tonight.
Well, those were semi-legitimate questions. Those are questions that someone who cares about baseball should probably know.
Harry, what was Bob Gibson's ERA in 1956?
Harry.
And what park did Ricky Henderson steal his first base as well as his last?
Yes.
Your questions are not harder. I'll give you a question.
Your,
All right, Harry.
your questions about the Giants, the football Giants.
Football Giants, the Major League Baseball history. Here we go. All right, Harry, question number 1.
All right.
In 1906, Stan Baby Feet Johnson threw a no-hitter through 3 innings. Who was the first batter that hit his... No, I'm kidding. Here we go. Here we go,
To
Harry.
what orphanage did he donate his shoes after the game?
Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Very good. You win a cheroot. There you go. All right, here we go. Harry, question number 1. Who has won the most Cy Young awards in Major League Baseball history?
Well, I'm thinking one of two people. I don't know which one's right.
Why don't you say both of them out loud and see which one sounds more right?
I think it's Roger Clemens.
It is Roger Clemens. Roger
Okay.
Clemens has won 7 Cy Youngs. Good job. All right.
Him and Bonds, steroids, baby.
There you go.
Juice it up. Get your.
Who were the two?
Never-
Which two players
never-
did the best job of using steroids?
Well,
Clemens and
definitely
Bonds. 7
Bonds.
MVPs and 7
Bonds without a doubt. Yeah.
and 7
Cy Youngs.
Plus,
I
he
know.
went from a
Steroids.
si- he
7
went from
steroid
a
awards.
size- He went from a 6 1/4 head to 17.5.
Well, that's because they started using the metric system.
That's just true.
That's right. Started using the steroid system.
All right. All right.
Well, as in CCs in the needle.
All right. Exactly.
That's how they tested if it was working. They put the old hat on, and if it exploded, then you knew it was time to stop.
If you could hear the stitching ripping.
That's right.
All right. Gotta love it. All right. Question number 2 for Harry. Here we go. Ready? Who has the highest career batting average in Major League Baseball history?
That's Ted Williams.
Is that your final answer?
It sounds like maybe that's right.
You might be right. Just asking for your final answer.
It's either maybe it's got to be one of these older guys. Yeah, Ted Williams is the highest batting average in a season, not career. So I do want to change that. Ty Cobb. Is it Ty Cobb? That's Ty Cobb, or I'm gonna go with Ty Cobb.
It is Ty Cobb.
All right.
It is Ty Cobb.
He
He has 366 career batting average.
all those old guys.
366 career batting average.
Somebody was close to him though. Not Hornsby. Isn't
Rogers
Roger
Hornsby.
Hornsby pretty close to him?
Rogers. That's the name. Rogers.
Rogers.
Rogers Hornsby. Yeah, he's
Anyway, it
he's
doesn't
up there
matter.
too. They're all up there. So yeah,
Yeah.
Ty Cobb, 366 career batting average. All right, and question number 3. You need this to tie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. Pete wins his first rapid fire
All right.
quiz. All right, here we go. Question number 3. Here we go. Who
What
has
is the
what is
average
this?
velocity of an unladen swallow?
There is none.
That is a trick question. There we go. Who has the most career RBIs in Major League Baseball history?
Should know this. It was Hank Aaron. Did somebody beat him though? Did that happen recently? Did somebody pass him? I'm gonna go with Hank Aaron, but I think maybe that's changed. But I don't know who it was. Did Poole? No. I'm gonna go with Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron?
Yeah.
We have a tie. It is Hank Aaron, 2,297 RBIs.
Didn't somebody just come close or something? Yeah, thought somebody maybe passed him.
It's getting there. It's close, but
Who is
not
it?
yet.
Pujols or Cabrera? Or...
Well, it's Pujols. He's not going to beat him, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. If I'm wrong and somebody beat him, then Pete wins.
Pujols is 22-18.
Yeah, he's not. He's
Babe Ruth is 22-14. So Pujols passed Babe Ruth.
That's what it was.
That's
Pujols
what I'm thinking
passed
of.
Babe Ruth, yeah.
Now, guess who's number 4?
Number 4?
Yeah.
Is that Miggy or David Ortiz? Or is it Miguel Cabrera?
No, it's a steroid user, though.
Oh, Barry Bonds.
Nope.
Yeah.
Former Yankee.
Former Yankee.
Former Yankee, steroid user, batter.
Oh,
Not
Marcus
steroid user. Not yet steroid user with the Yankees.
A-Rod.
Yeah, A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Yeah, he's 2,086.
You know, you forget about A-Rod. I mean, his numbers are just staggering. Yeah.
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 There you go.
Probably didn't
All right.
need to do steroids.
All right.
No.
No, he didn't need to do steroids. That was his problem there. So, all right, we have a tie.
Great.
So, do we leave it as a tie, or do we want to? We had a tie 2 weeks ago.
I don't know what the rules are. I'm fine with it.
Did we have a tie?
We had a tie 2 weeks ago, but I had an alternate question that was part of the last question for Harry, which we used as a tiebreaker. If I didn't have it, we weren't going to. So you want to go with a tie today, or?
I think it's a better story if it's a tie.
Yeah.
All right.
Getting closer and closer.
There you go.
And this one's legitimate. I feel like the other tie wasn't really legitimate.
There you go. All right. So, well, there you go. You did not lose tonight, Pete. There you go.
Yeah, that's.
All right.
I think
All right,
that's
fair enough.
I think that's what my wife said on our wedding night. Honey, I did not lose tonight.
There you go.
I
very
agreed.
true.
I agree.
Right.
She didn't.
She didn't. No, of course not. So, all right, cool.
All right, what's next?
All right, so we got to
Now the Major League Baseball history slow rolling quiz. That was the rapid fire. Now we do the slow rolling, which is 12 questions each.
Greg Maddox.
With
an answer, then a chance to steal, then a second.
No,
chance.
I give you the.
What it is you and I shout out a player's name, and John has to come up with a question.
Right. I was doing.
Fits that player's answer.
I was actually doing the opposite. I was going to say we're calling it the Karnak quiz. I'm going to give you the answer. You guys got to give me the
We got to
question.
come up with the question.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That'll roll in the young guests to referencing Karnak.
even older than us.
Yeah.
So.
Karnak, that's Jimmy Kimmel, right?
Right.
Isn't that the overalls that everybody wears? Karnak?
Yeah, Karnak. I got a Karnak hat in the corner over there.
Yeah, they're pretty durable.
All right.
All right,
cool.
What's next?
We got a non-sports, just a quickie.
Okay.
And if you haven't guessed, for anybody listening that listens to the fun show that we dub it, obviously the other show's fun too, but in any event.
Everything's rapid fire, just a quickie. I feel sorry for your significant other.
There you go.
Everything's fast except
except us finishing.
Except getting out of the house.
Getting out of the house, right? So anyway, yeah. So if you
hey,
haven't
honey,
guessed
what about just the quickie? Rapid fire. Jackhammer quickie.
I'll give you a rapid fire with my old balls. So.
Jackhammer rapid fire just for fun.
Just for fun.
4. I'll give you 6. 4's got to stay.
And 2 got to go.
You hope for 6. I'll give you 4.
I'll give you 4. We're gonna start with 2 and go from there. Right. Anyway, all right. So we're not doing a top 5. We're skipping the top 5 for this show because it's funny enough without them. So anyway, we're moving right to non-sports, just a quickie. And I'm going to ask you a question. There we go. I'm going to ask Harry first with this one. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, same question for both of you. So Pete, you have a minute to think of yours, but Remember last year? I believe it was last year.
As if that will help.
Might have been a couple of years ago. We did it when we were doing the top 10 lists. We did favorite sports movies, but we did a favorite baseball movies, favorite football movies, blah 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 blah, so forth and so on. Well, tonight's non-sports just a quickies starts with Harry. What's your favorite scene from your favorite baseball movie?
Baseball movie.
Your favorite scene from your favorite baseball movie.
What's my favorite baseball movie?
I was going to say, do you have the list of what my favorite baseball movie was?
Somewhere. If you'd like, I could go look for it.
No.
Now I'll just make up a new one.
I don't know the particular scene. I like this scene in Bull Durham when what's his name is being cocky and isn't listening to Kevin Costner, and then he tips
Crash Davis.
Yeah, and then it's kind of a long series of scenes, and then he gets his ass kicked in the bar. I mean, that whole sort of series of scenes in Bull Durham, I'll go with any of those. Anything where Kevin Costner is fucking with Tim Robbins.
Gotcha.
It's pretty fun to watch.
It is fun. All right, cool.
And then of course there's the Charlie Sheen and what is the name of that?
Major League.
Major League. Yeah.
So is this your honorable mention?
Yeah, honorable mention.
There you go. Cool. All right. Radio Pete, what is your favorite scene from your favorite baseball movie?
Man, I'm thinking my favorite baseball movie might have been. Was it The Natural? Does that sound right?
Natural, sure.
Because I know that gets trashed by a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite scene though. Maybe when Bump Bailey misses a fly ball, he's getting paid by the owners to tank, and he misses a fly ball, and he comes in and the manager says something about it, and he says, "I lost it in the sun," and it's a cloudy day.
All right.
So Roy Hobbs, played by Robert Redford, gets his first at bat. Wilford Brimley is the manager, puts him in for Bump Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts yelling at him, and he's, what do you want, apology? And he's going, I want you to sit down, Hobbs, get in there. What do you want, apology? So that's
a good that's a good scene.
Yeah,
I like that scene.
That's a good scene. That, and also there's a great when they're taking, Hobbs has got this patch of a lightning bolt on his uniform, and this is shortly after they find out that he's a great player and he's whacking the crap out of the ball. So one of the other players puts a patch on his uniform.
Yeah.
And he's at batting practice. And I think it's Jeff Goldblum has a line. He goes, nice patch, Olsen. Why don't you try putting it over your eye? And then he starts whacking the ball. And then in the next scene, they're playing the national anthem, and they go down the lineup, and every guy's got the patch on his
arm.
uniform.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty good one.
That's
Honorable
cool.
mention, A League of Their Own, in the championship where Doris misses the cutoff man, and not the one where Tom Hanks yells at her and she cries, but after that where he does this shaking rage. It's just this great sequence. and then he holds back and he goes, "You're still missing the cutoff man. That's something you should work on for next season."
Next year, yeah.
And she's like, "Okay," and runs off. But that whole, he's this close to exploding.
Right.
That's a great scene.
That's a good
scene.
scene.
It takes like 20 seconds, but
That's a good scene.
All
right. Mine, you both know my favorite baseball movie is Field of Dreams. My favorite scene in the movie is, it's actually, it's I'm calling it one scene, but they're contiguous scenes, right? It's just one to the other. It's when Kevin Costner goes to James Earl Jones's apartment, and has to convince him to come with him, right? And that whole sequence in the apartment, he comes at him with a bat, and he's going to hit him. He says, "You're a pacifist." And he's like, "Damn it!" And he throws it on the side, and then pretends his finger's a gun. He's got a gun. And police said that. He says, "Oh, please, just to talk to you for a minute. Fine. Sit down. Oh, please. Want some cookies?" Right? And then finally convinces him to go with him. And then the scene in, the next scene, obviously they're at Fenway, and he's walking with him, and he's talking a little bit about kind of existentially talking with him. And Kevin Costner says, "What do you want?" And he says, "You know what I want? I want people to leave me alone. I want this to happen. I want people to stop looking at me for answers. I want people to do this." He says, "No, I mean, what do you want?" "To eat." He says, "Dog and a beer," And then obviously then they're sitting down, and the whole Moonlight Graham thing up on the scoreboard, go the distance and everything else. But that whole sequence from that part of the scene, that's definitely my favorite scene in the movie. I love the movie, every part of it, but that's my favorite scene. And as I'll give you an honorable mention, go back to Harry's first one, whatchamacallit, Bull Durham. The scene when they're on the mound and
talking about the wedding gift.
When they're talking about
that's great.
Then Robert Wall comes out, and they're saying, he says, "What's going on out here?" "Well, we can't seem to figure out what to get them for. He's dealing with this, and we're dealing with a lot of shit here." And so that's a good scene too. So anyway. That would be mine. All right. There you go. Cool. All right.
And anything from Bad News Bears.
And of course, anything from Bad News Bears.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right. I'm gonna throw one extra question in here, just a quickie. We don't have to get into a deliberation about it. I got a few things I'm gonna start throwing an extra question here and there in this show here and there after non-sports, just a quickie. But I want to ask you, what's your favorite Major League Baseball ballpark? And I mean, don't say Harry. Don't say Yankee Stadium because you're a Yankees fan. What's your favorite Major League Baseball ballpark? If it is Yankee Stadium, it is. But I don't
know if I've been to as many as you guys have. I will say that probably my favorite is, I don't know what it's called now, but the San Francisco Giants ballpark.
What is that now? That's
I don't know what it is now. Used to be AT&T.
I think it might be, actually. I mean, it used to be. Check what it is. SF Giants Park. Let's see. They play at Oracle Park. Oracle Park. Oracle Park. Yeah. So, cool. All right. RadioPete.
Again, like Harry, I don't know what it's called now. I think when I was there, it was Jack Murphy Stadium, and that's
the old Padre Stadium.
Yeah.
That's definitely long.
Yeah, because my wife and I went out to California. My sister lived in Southern California. Her brother lived up in Berkeley. So we actually went to, I think it was still Candlestick at the time.
Candlestick was
the Giants play.
Candlestick was it's in San Francisco.
Yeah, that was the Giants and the 49ers both played in Candlestick.
Yeah.
The Jack Murphy Stadium, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, has been torn down and rebuilt into something.
They rebuilt it. It's Petco Park.
It's still Petco now, yeah. I think it was Qualcomm for a while.
It was Qualcomm for a while. Now it's Petco, yeah.
Yeah, but we went to San Francisco, we went to a game in Oakland, and we went to a game in San Diego.
Very nice.
Didn't make it to
L.A.
L.A., no.
Dodger Stadium is visually, I think, my favorite stadium. And I like
the scenic behind the stadium you're sitting and watching.
And just the mid-century modernism of it, and it seems the scale of it seems smaller than most stadiums. And I like the neighborhood that it's in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I'll throw this out there. I mean, I'll give an honorable mention afterwards. And I know what your answer is going to be. I love City Field.
Pirates.
I love City
Yeah.
Field. It's a great ballpark, but for a lot of reasons, you're absolutely right. PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pirate Stadium. It's a great venue to see a ball game at anywhere you are in the stadium, and that goes for the City Field too. Is that way? But anywhere you are in the stadium, it's a great seat. The fact that you can actually get good seats for low prices for most games. Obviously, there's some games that are, and obviously when the Pirates do good, it's a little tougher, but still you can. And after every
Thankfully,
game,
that's not that often.
right? And at night games, fireworks after night games, and just sitting there, especially at night, right? Sitting there watching the ball game, and then beyond your view of the of the outfield, if you're fortunate enough to be sitting, on one of the baselines or behind home plate or whatever, just looking out at the bridges going over into downtown Pittsburgh and just lit up with the skyline. It's really, really a really cool ballpark to see. So that's mine.
Do the fireworks create an outline of Willie Stargell?
They do. They do.
Nice.
They do. Every single one of them.
Nice. We Are Family plays in the background.
Yep.
And I'll also say nostalgically, more so than anything, Shea, which was not a great place.
No, Shea was a hole, but it was our hole.
Yeah, the
Okay.
history and the time and being in my ute and going there. Being
I mean, the two top stadiums are obviously Wrigley and
Fenway
and Fenway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrigley's pretty good.
I've been to both. I love Wrigley's really cool. A lot of history there, obviously, and then just the fact that the apartments across the street and bleachers on them. It's great, really. And it's a really good place to get dogs just up the block. Wrigleyville dogs, really good. But in any event, Fenway, I love Fenway. Fenway's a beautiful ballpark. I mean, it's just it's beautiful because of the history, is what I mean. It's
really interesting architecturally. I mean,
it's 111-year-old ballpark. So
and it's
beautiful
so odd.
Technically,
right? it's literally the way it is because of the infrastructure of the city. Yeah. So the context of the ballpark was dictated by or of the space.
They had to fit it in.
Ballpark. Yeah. So I like that. I mean,
the only thing I don't like about Wrigley is the usher wouldn't let us go down to the bottom row. There was nobody down there.
It's Chicago.
I know, like the last 2 innings, dude.
Harry Carey would have let you do it.
Harry Carey definitely.
Yeah, he had integrity, I guess.
But and then just to throw this out there, another ballpark that's really neat and kind of fits the same mold of what I was talking about with the feel of the ballpark and the city views behind it and everything else. Target Field in Minneapolis. Really, really, really cool to watch the game there, especially a night game, like I said, with the city views behind it. It's really cool. And what I like, and also I might have said this on the show, or might have told you guys, but another thing I really like about Target Field, there's a target out
right behind the first base dugout.
Outside,
so you can get socks and cotton balls on your way out if you need to.
Outside the stadium, outside the ballpark, just to the left of like what would be the home plate entrance. Okay, so it'd be like going up the first base line. Outside, there's a whole grassy area, and there's a big jumbotron on the side of the building, and they broadcast the game while it's on. With the play-by-play, people they don't have to buy a ticket. Come up, sit on the ground, picnic, watch the game on a jumbotron, hear the sounds of the cheers inside when a play happens. It's pretty cool that they do that. Cool. So anyway, there you go. That was cool. Extra question. All right, beautiful. All right, I think we have an over/under, don't we?
We do have an over/under.
Pete's box over/under.
In this case, it's a bottle of over/under.
A bottle of over/under.
So I know this, but this one you're doesn't have to do with how many inside. It's a little bit different. I wanted to shake things up.
Fair enough.
So
how many bottles are in the one bottle?
It's a
bottle.
It's a Russian nesting bottle.
Rusting nesting prescription bottle.
Russian nesting prescription. Yeah.
There's one pill inside 19 bottles.
So to quote, what's his name?
Walter Matthau.
Chris Farley, and I think it was Tommy Boy. You might have noticed I have a little bit of a weight problem. So, and a myriad of other issues, largely due to that. So this morning, my atrial fibrillation decided to rear its ugly head. The AFib monster showed up.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
it's been almost 3 years. So I had a good run, but it's back. So I had to go to the doctor, and I guess fortunately, last time this happened, they took me right to the hospital, and then a couple days later, they give you a cardioversion, they shock you and reset your heartbeat and send you home. But they said they were going to do things chemically this time, so they gave me a new medicine. So I have a new medicine to add to my pile.
It's called marijuana.
I wish that I could get a prescription, but I don't think that would be good for my heart.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's called diltiazem.
Diltiazem.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not going to ask you how many bottles or how many pills are in here. I'm going to ask you how many milligrams each pill is. Because that is right underneath. That is where I put the
paper.
The thingamajig there. What do they call that? Sticky note. So the over-under on milligrams of diltiazem. Now, I take this twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
And this is designed to slow the heart rate down. Because what happens...
You take it twice a day?
Twice a day. Basically, what happens is the top part of my heart starts beating really fast and fluttering and gets out of sync with the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it was about 160 this morning.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So now I take the medicine to slow it down. So twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, diltiazem. And I am 6 foot and about 338 actually this morning.
Okay.
So down about 4 pounds from my last visit 9 years ago. So thank you, Slim Fast. Would you like to see a diltiazem?
Are they capsules or tablets?
No, they're tablets.
Okay.
There you go. Sure, that's not Viagra.
Well, I asked if they could mix a couple
that
in
may
there.
not be a good thing. Yeah.
But that would have the opposite effect, I think.
Probably. Yeah.
So, diltiazem twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
How many milligrams? The over-under is going to be... Let's go 39 and a half.
39 and a half.
Twice
Who
a
goes
day.
first?
That's each. And you do that twice a day.
Right. So each pill, the over-under for each pill is 39 and a half
There you go.
milligrams. Harry, why don't you go first? Well, who went first last time? Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Whichever one of you goes first, usually the other. Well,
no idea. And it's
well, think. Okay, it could be, like what do they make pills, right? You get 5. Well, you can really get it in anything, but usually it's an even number, right? 5, 10, 20, 30, 40.
30, 50, 60.
Yeah. I mean, usually much more. There's not too many things. Usually between like maybe 50 and then you go like 100. I don't think there's too many pills that are like 70 milligram pills, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's still a bunch of medicines, believe it or not, I've never taken.
No.
Not yet. Yeah, I've got a good. I don't even know how many different ones. More than you can count on one hand. That's for sure. But
hold on, we just got a message here into the show from HIPAA.
From the Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to release my own information.
There you go.
All right. So,
who's going first?
John,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm sorry.
You want to go first, or you want John to go first?
I could go first because I have no
idea.
Ahead. I'm gonna say probably under. I'm guessing it's 30 or 35 milligrams. I doubt it very rarely comes in 40 milligrams, but maybe you're being coy. So I'm gonna go under.
All right.
Well, yeah. I was gonna go under. Because
you can do either. I think you did agree, the two of you, once or twice.
Oh yeah,
but I know
both times we agreed. We both lost. So
yeah,
is that what happened? Okay,
pretty much. So,
so you're gonna play the odds and go.
I got to play the odds, right? But I just want to throw this out there. I was gonna go under because I was thinking it's like 5. It's like 5 milligrams, and you just put it at 39, obviously, to not give it away, so to speak, right? But yeah, I'll play the odds. I'll go over.
All right, John's going to go over. I think.
And you sure it's not 0.3 something?
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah, I'm just thinking for my meds. I mean, there is one that's 5 and there's one that's 100. 30 and 40 are two pretty popular.
Okay.
My son takes something for his skin, and that's
so it's probably 40 then. Yeah.
So I'm gonna reveal. I don't know what the best way to do this is.
I don't think
it
it's
doesn't
going to
matter.
get very dramatic.
Believe you can even tell us. So
You tell me when you can see it. Oh, you know what? Let me move this over. I always do this. I always put this on the small screen.
You need your overhead cam that you use
There
for,
we go.
that special
All
stuff.
right, you tell me when you can actually see.
no
30 milligrams?
30, yeah.
30.
Okay. All right.
It's a little bit out of focus.
So I even
All right.
guessed the right amount.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. See, now, if you had made it 29 and a half, I would have went under and lost. So there you go.
Yeah. It's pretty good stuff, you know.
Brought to you by Pharmaceutical Association of America.
Diltiazem.
Diltiazem. Is there a fun name for diltiazem?
Jimmy John's.
I don't know. There might be.
Yeah, like Alembic.
Jimmy's John's.
Yeah.
Also known as Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
If you buy 10 Jimmy John subs, you get a free bottle of
Diltiazem.
Because you need something to slow your heart after eating 10 Jimmy John's sandwiches.
10 Jimmy John's,
it just gets really clogged arteries up. And
That's right.
Exactly.
Something to...
So.
Here's some other. Speaking of drugs that I take,
he pulls out a crack pipe.
a couple of months ago, I was very excited because, I think we're like the only large sort of industrialized, civilized democracy on Earth that advertises drugs like on TV. Like nobody else does that. Just
No.
Certainly if they do, not to the degree that we do.
Right.
So, but I was like, all the stuff that I take, I've never taken anything that I saw advertised on TV. Well, now, as of about a month and a half ago, I now take the Flomax.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is that for?
That's for, that's the prostate. So you can pee better.
Yeah.
Or don't have to pee as much, or, so you can. And
So
I
it
got to
helps
tell you, it works.
Nice.
It's great. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very happy because,
you're speeding up your pee and slowing down your heart.
Slowing down the heart, speeding up the pee. It's because it's tough.
Nice.
I drive for a living. And when you're out there, I can't.
You'd almost want it to be the other way around to maximize your effort. You want to speed up your heart and slow down your pee.
Slow your pee, right?
Yeah. It's going to cut into the profits, but you'll be alive, which is good.
Well, the thing is, usually, it's the easiest place to stop when you're driving. You have to go is like a fast food joint, right? You just run in, use the bathroom. But then I have to, be faced with temptation,
Right.
which obviously I have no willpower. So
I think we need to get you a good piss bottle.
There you go.
That's.
I think they call them Snapple.
I actually have one of those.
Right.
The last time I was in the.
You need it bigger than Snapple. You need a good.
The last time, the last time I was in the hospital, I took one. The one with the handle that they hang on the side of the bed.
Oh yeah, nice.
I took one of those home, but it's hard to use in the car.
It is. You got to pull over.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, and then you gotta. I mean, at night it's fine. You just get out and. But
you got to remember to take your piss bottles out at night.
Right. I heard a story. Seriously, I heard a story years ago. Somebody got in a cab, and in New York, in Manhattan, and they're driving down, and as the guy's at a red light, in traffic, at a red light on one of the blocks, and the guy's in the back seat, and all of a sudden he reaches over into his glove compartment, the driver, cab driver, and pulls out a condom, opens the condom up, unravels the whole thing, whips it out, puts it just over the tip, pees in it,
and then ties it up.
And when the light changed,
Throws it out the
threw it out the
window.
window.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy who does not want to let his Dielson get him down.
That's right.
Or his Flomax.
But anyway,
Flomax,
if you're thinking about Flomax, it works pretty good.
There you go.
The nicest thing is I don't have to go all the time.
There you go. So
Nice.
you're listening to the
longer intermittent peas, Flomax.
You're listening to the Men of a Certain Age sports podcast.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
Listen, you young whippersnappers, it's going to happen to you too.
Maybe.
You're all going to get old.
I didn't say man of a certain age. I said men of a certain age. I was including all of us in that.
I don't think you're that much older than us.
A couple years.
Older than us at all. But yeah.
So, anyway, all right. Flomax for all your maxi flow needs.
Flomax.
Was he a rapper
with robust results?
Wasn't he a rapping R&B artist back in the late 80s, Flomax?
Flomax? I thought that was the waitress from Mel's Diner.
Mel's, yeah, Flomax.
Wasn't that the spin-off from Alice, Flomax?
Kiss my grits.
Flomax.
Again, topical references on this show.
Yeah,
Flomax.
It was Max Gale and Flo from Alice.
Max Gale and Flo from Alice, right? Exactly.
And their crazy
Flomax.
love story.
And they fight crime.
He's a really old and slow cop. She's a waitress.
They fight pies.
She actually figures out some clue that helps him solve every crime, and he takes the credit.
That's right.
I would have liked Maxwell Smart and Flo from Alice better.
There you go. There you go. That's probably better.
That's better.
Anyway, this segment brought to you by Flomax. Piss better, less often. Flomax.
Right. Piss less often with robust results. Flomax.
Flomax for all your flow needs. All right.
Hit the back of the urinal once again with Flomax.
That's right. Flomax.
Because it's really disappointing if you're standing right up against the urinal and can't hit the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it hard to hit the back of the urinal?
Before Flomax.
Before Flomax.
It possibly was.
Okay. Before Flomax.
Hence the need for Flomax.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pete never hit the back of the urinal.
Before.
I didn't even have to.
I never had to clean the back of the urinal before Flomax.
Right. He never made it into
dry.
the toilet.
It's always dry. Oh, I gotta love it. Okay. All right.
Splash. All right.
All right. We have any oddities, or are we good?
I think we covered the oddities. Yeah.
No, I think we should stop while we're
ahead,
slightly behind.
All right, there we go. All right.
I do want to say just this, leave you with a little tidbit that'll take less than 10 seconds. There's some really good clips of John McEnroe playing pickleball, getting pissed off. If you're curious, I would say do that before your Flomax, and you'll have a good night.
I'll tell you what, we will find them and post them on the Facebook page. So have at it, and you'll enjoy.
Nice.
Yes. All right, beautiful.
All
right,
Flomax and Facebook for all you young boomers or elder Gen X's.
Facebook. Maybe we found our new sponsor. It's not Jimmy John's anymore. It's Flomax.
Flomax.
They could do worse.
They could. This is true. All right.
Yeah. They got some cash, I'm sure.
I'm sure they do. All right. On that note, we'll what?
Maybe we could hook Pete up with some free samples.
There you go. Sponsorship and
gotta get some product.
Bottles of product. There you go. All right. There you go. All right. On that Flomax note, we will wrap the show up for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.getonwithitpodcast.com. That's getonwithitpodcast.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. And, of course, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well on the Logger Room channel. Remember, we go live with a video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Thank you for listening to the older gentleman
the health report.
The health report towards the end of the show. But thanks for following along with us. We hope you have enjoyed it tonight. Have a great weekend. Great rest of your week and a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week, folks. Remember, next week is our annual NFL draft show. Will be airing the night before the first round of the draft. So definitely tune in for that. We will talk to you then, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Hey, quick question.
Sure.
Which is cooler as far as newer players passing legends on the RBI list? Eddie Murray passing Willie Mays, Barry Bonds passing Lou Gehrig, Pujols passing Ruth, or A-Rod passing Cap Anson?
Oh, definitely that one.
You think so, right?
Yeah, because of Cap Anson.
Lomax.
Yeah, because of Cap Anson. All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Hi, everybody.
Cheers.
May your flow be maximized.
Max your
Your
flow with
flows.
Flomax.